So if you're looking to achieve some type of weight loss goal by upping your steps, you're probably wondering how long it'll actually take to get that coveted 10,000 step mark per day. Today, I'm breaking down how long it actually takes to get to this 10,000 step mark each day, as well as how you should actually be getting these steps in order to achieve a weight loss goal in today's video. All right, guys, if you're new to my channel and you don't know who I am, my name's Autumn and I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's nutrition human performance. On my channel, I'm typically talking about the science back and holistic methods that you can use in order to achieve your wellness dreams. So if you have a wellness goal in mind, make sure you subscribe. Okay, but first we need to talk about the elephant in the room, which is 10,000 steps really even what you should be working toward? Last year, I did a video with Wheezy Waiter on his experience with getting 10,000 steps in per day, as well as how it's really not even meaningful at 10,000 steps per day. In fact, the amount of steps you get in each day can really vary while still achieving that weight loss goal. And although, again, that 10,000 mark really is kind of meaningless, it's just a nice round number, what I do generally like about it is that it is a good active goal to shoot for. So if you are getting 2,000 steps per day, then you could just slowly inch your way up to that 10,000 step per day by adding in 1,000 steps each day every week. So the first week upping it to 3,000 steps, and then the next week 4,000 steps. That's a really great way to slowly incorporate this so you actually have sustainable long-term results. Because particularly if weight loss is a goal, especially if you're in more of the beginning stages of your wellness journey, walking is a really great tool, and I actually typically recommend it over running. But one of the main reasons why walking is so beneficial, especially for weight loss, is because it does help to reduce that serum cortisol level, which is our stress hormone. And higher levels of cortisol is something that we know is directly related to weight gain around the belly. And I've talked extensively about this specific topic if you want to check out more of the details with this video right here. But also something that I haven't really talked about before when it comes to walking versus running, especially for weight loss specifically, not athletic goals, but weight loss, is that if your body isn't metabolically flexible yet, which means you aren't really effective at using fat versus carbohydrates as a fuel source and switching back and forth between those easily, then I found that with a lot of my clients, when they start to incorporate running in order to achieve a weight loss goal, ultimately their sugar cravings go way up and they end up over consuming the types of foods that actively work against their goals. And this makes sense because when you are running, you're going to have that higher heart rate. Your body's going to require more of the blood glucose in order to fuel it. And if you aren't efficient yet at using fat as a fuel source, you're going to be solely relying on that glucose. And as you burn through that energy source through running, your sugar cravings in order to rebalance that blood glucose are going to go skyrocketing. Where walking is inherently going to have a much lower heart rate, which means that you're going to more easily be able to use fat during this workout rather than tapping into your blood glucose or your glucose stores. So those sugar cravings aren't going to go skyrocketing up. And this isn't to say that running is awful. There are really some great benefits of including a balanced routine of running and sprinting, namely improved heart rate variability and athletic performance. But specifically for weight loss, running might not be your best tool because of the increased cortisol and because of the increased sugar cravings that typically result. Okay, so now how long does it actually take to get to these 10,000 steps? The main factor that will determine how long it takes is really how many steps you're taking per minute. So in other words, if we're talking about walking, are you a fast walker or are you a more leisurely walker? You can find some of these charts online that'll show you, like, if you walk 3 miles per hour, how many steps you're going to be taking a minute or every 15 minutes or every 60 minutes. And these are going to be averages, of course. I mean, when I was looking at the charts, I noticed that there was a pretty big discrepancy between what it is that I know I get per on average 60 minutes versus what it was saying. But we can at least use this as a good rule of thumb for determining roughly how long it should take. For example, if you're walking at around 3 miles per hour, which is a fairly leisurely pace, then you're going to be getting roughly 6,900 steps in 60 minutes. Where if you were to up that to walking 5 miles per hour, then you're going to be getting roughly a little over 14,000 steps for every 60 minutes. And then running, especially running at a faster pace, is going to provide the most steps per minute. So if you're running 7 miles per hour, which is roughly about an 8.5 minute mile, then according to these charts, you can get over 20,000 steps for that same 60 minutes. So you can see why the idea of incorporating running is really intriguing, especially if you are trying to achieve a step goal or if you are trying to achieve that weight loss goal, because there's that argument of you get more bang for your buck. And this is where I've seen the common mistake of immediately going to incorporating a lot of endurance training. I mean, I've been there. I used to run marathons. I used to run half marathons and triathlons. I know how it can almost be a little bit addictive to see those steps going up and being like, okay, I'm going to incorporate another run so that I can get to 30,000 steps tomorrow. And most of us have a lot of chronic stress stress within our life. That chronic stress is going to rapidly increase those cortisol levels. Not to mention, most of us are really sleep deprived, which that is going to cause those elevated cortisol levels the next day. So we're just constantly layering on these stressful factors like that we already have from our life, paired with the fact that we don't get the proper rest and repair that most of us need, and then add on top of that a higher cortisol producing workout that you're incorporating every single day, then this is just going to chronically lead to those elevated cortisol levels that really hinder the weight loss goal. I mean, this is one of the main reasons why I quit running cold turkey for multiple months, because I was first and foremost focused on balancing my hormone levels. Now that I've gotten those basic necessities addressed, it's only been since then that I've incorporated a little bit more cardio in a very balanced manner so that I can now work on additional athletic performance goals, which is why right now you'll see I have my Fitbit back on. It's because I'm working on a little heart rate variability test for myself. I'll update you guys on that in the future. So if you are at the point where you're just using walking right now, which is a fantastic, really great option, and if you're walking around that leisurely 3 miles per hour pace, it's going to take you roughly an hour and 40 minutes to get all of those steps in. Now, if you're at the point where you incorporate a couple times per week a 30-minute run, then you'll be able to get those full 10,000 steps just with that run. Now, if you're utilizing the walking strategy, there's a couple ways to break this up. I personally prefer to go on one longer walk in the morning first. Just helps to make it so I get warmed up for my workout. Also helps to just add some energy to my day first thing in the morning. So this can range anywhere between 20 to 45 minutes first thing in the morning. Then around lunchtime, I might add in another 20 or 30-minute walk for a break. Now, typically this in itself can get me to around that 10,000 steps, but I found from here what works really well for me and keeping my energy levels high and feeling good is adding in a couple 5-minute breaks just after I finish a task for work. So like going on a 5-minute walk down to the end of my blocker back. I mostly work from home. Now, I don't believe that a step tracker is fully necessary all the time, but it can at least in the beginning show you roughly how much activity is necessary in order to achieve the step goal you're looking for. So it's where you can use something like an Apple Watch or a Fitbit if you are looking to just get that baseline understanding. I've personally found that the phone isn't always reliable. I know that it has the health app in there that will track your steps, but I found that it can be really off. So if you do want a little bit more of an accurate idea of how many steps you need, then I would go for a step counter that you can use for a couple months to get an idea of what activity level is needed. And then once you have this down, you can completely ditch that step tracker altogether. Now, if you're looking to incorporate walking or achieve a weight loss goal, make sure you check out 3 common walking mistakes that I see all the time with this video right here. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love the science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out with new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.